Pled guilty to the 2 counts of DUI manslaughter and 3 counts of DUI with causing serious bodily injury. The state dropped the 2 counts of manslaughter by culpable negligence because, not part of a plea agreement of any sort, but simply because the law in Florida is very clear that you can only be actually convicted and sentenced on 1 count of homicide per 1 death.
The unpleasant details of the bloody ordeal were just too much for Bruce Kimball.
We're satisfied that Mr. Kimball has acknowledged his guilt and made the public statement. And I'm satisfied with that.
After the surprise move in court, Dick Kimball, the Olympic diving coach, Bruce Kimball's father, the man who says he will always stick by his son, made an emotional statement on the courthouse steps.
I'm very proud of him because he did not want to put the families of the kids through a horrible court trial or our family.
I'm glad it's over. We've been through a lot, and we just want to try to work on our lives now.
We've just completed the Bruce Kimball case, where unfortunately a fine young man, an Olympic diver, killed 2 innocent victims and injured 4. The sentence Mr. Kimball received was 17 years in the Florida State Prison. Mr. Kimball had never been accused or convicted of any offense before in his entire life. So you can understand the serious nature of the problem. Most of the people who come before me charged with these types of offenses are not quote-unquote criminals, basically have no prior record. So it's not a question of rehabilitation. It's a question of punishment and deterrence. Obviously, 17 years is a heavy punishment. Whether or not 17 years will be a deterrent to others not to drive while drinking or to drive while under the influence of drugs remains to be seen. While there may be some rehabilitation in this sentence, it will only be, as Louis Wainwright, who headed the Florida prison system for so many years, stated that once a person has received a sentence and hears that cell door close behind them, basically they're about as rehabilitated as they're ever going to be.
I don't feel hatred or vengeful towards Bruce Kimball at all now. No one in my family feels that way. We all feel that it's over, it's done with, and that if he can get his life back together someday and help other people, that would be fantastic. That would be good.
You just have all these different feelings. You ruined your life, and you ruined others' lives, your family's lives. So many people's lives he has affected. You couldn't even imagine how many people's lives he's affected and changed and destroyed. You just don't know what to think about it.
When you lose one of your children, you lose your future, and the anger and frustration I get, anger is probably the proper word, that my wife and I were feeling when we came to realization that all this had occurred because somebody chose to drink and drink irresponsibly and then drive an automobile and go out and kill our son just as if they had taken a gun and shot him.
I'm Fred Manucherian, president of the Manucherian Foundation. Every year, 47,000 people die in automobile accidents. Think about it. As many Americans die each year on our highways as in the 10-year Vietnam War. The Aftermath shows some of the injustice, injury, and grief caused by 2 such highway deaths. Over 23,000 of the fatalities each year are caused by drug abuse. Alcohol is a drug, and its abuse is the greatest single cause of this carnage. The Manucherian Foundation distributes this booklet, Flesh, Metal, and Glass. It deals with all aspects of safety on our highways, and it has a chart showing what it takes to reach illegal and dangerous blood alcohol levels. For a free copy, please write to the Manucherian Foundation at 475 Park Avenue South, New York, New York, 10016. And remember, alcohol abuse is a grave mistake.